Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance, Leo. Sorry if my voice is even more froggy than normal. This is actually the first time that I've spoken today. Isn't that funny how things like that can work out? Leo, today we're talking about possible blockages and how to identify and overcome them in your present moment. So I'm going to be pulling an oracle from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit cards and then doing your tarot reading, the Tarot of the Abyss. So cards have been pre-shuffled. I hope you all are doing well. I'm just going to get the overall energy for you right now. Angel Spirits, guys, messages you have for Leo and their potential blockages. Well, isn't that something for a Leo? You got the Peacock. This deck has its own kind of guide book, but I don't really read those. I kind of go intuitively. Thank you, Spirit. This energy, I believe this is land and air. I think that's what that's supposed to represent. What's interesting about this is the fact that if I had to choose an animal to describe a Leo, peacock would definitely be somewhere in the top 5. You know, of course, there's the lion, but it's just so larger than life, especially when it shows its plumage. I've never actually seen, I don't think I've seen a peacock in real life, but it's interesting because in terms of any blockages, it could be that someone's found a way to criticize your expression of yourself, or in the attempt to impress. Perhaps someone has come along and tried to steal your thunder, is what I just heard. Steal your thunder. So I'm gonna pull 8 cards, past, present, future, advice from Spirit with regards to any blockages you may be experiencing at this time. Okay, all the cards are out, and you got an extra one at the end. So for the readings, I've been pulling, or rather flipping the deck over to see what the blockage is. 4 of Swords. This is at the bottom of the deck. 4 of Swords talks about being in a place of rest and recuperation. 4 comes after the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords talks about some kind of disappointment, sadness, heartbreak energy. So there could have been some disappointment in your life. Maybe you were going after a potential love interest or a job or something that you felt really enthusiastic about. You put your best foot forward, and perhaps it was something that was not as well received as you would have hoped, and so there's a tendency to kind of want to hide away for a little while. I'm really drawn to the fact that there's brick wall here, and so you could be feeling like you're up against that brick wall. And so instead of I knew it, Spirit is giving me something that I was watching this morning, and I knew somehow it would come into significance for a reading that I would do today. So let me back up. This morning I was listening to some like soundtrack music that was put on an Instagram reel. And you know, there's such iconic movie music that permeates the collective consciousness and then shows up on Instagram reels and TikTok reels and whatever. And I was trying, but for some reason I couldn't put my finger, and I still can't, on where I heard this music. And I thought perhaps it was from the movie The Shawshank Redemption. It still could be, but I just didn't find the scene yet. But what scene I did watch, and it is one of my favorite films, as it is for so many, was the scene, if you're familiar with the film, or even if you're not, I'll describe it to you. One of the main characters, he gets out of prison and he goes to a place where there's a secret tin box that's hidden under a tree. And the defining marker of the location of this hidden treasure is an old brick wall. I knew that it would come into play somehow. So maybe that movie is significant to you. Maybe it's a movie that you've watched many times or has permeated your memory. That movie has a lot of themes in it, marking betrayal and lust and greed. But at the core, I think there are two themes, which are endurance and friendship. And the brick wall in that scene signifies friendship, because one friend led another friend to this particular brick wall. I don't know how this comes into play for your reading exactly. Take it as it resonates. Maybe in this scenario, the brick wall that you're leaning up against is a friend, because they are like a stronghold for you. They are somebody who is resilient and fortifies you in times of need. But the blockage here is that perhaps you're too reliant on that friend. It's wonderful to have a friend like that in your life. But Spirit is asking you, are you able to stand on your own in this instance and assess maybe what it was that you did in the situation? I almost want to say that your best foot forward was truly your best. And if someone didn't appreciate, even if it was a potential partner, potential love interest, a potential job, whatever the scenario is, impressing your parents is what I just heard. Whatever that scenario is, you did your level best. Be proud of that. And you know, maybe you don't need that external validation as much as you think you do. The Spirit is showing me this as a blockage to you, and I think that perhaps you've become perhaps a little codependent. Take it as it resonates. In the past energy, we have the Knight of Swords. So somebody who is earnestly coming in with a message of truth. I see this external to you, that in your past, someone kind of brought you a truth bomb, brought you something that kind of illuminated some fact for you, with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, clarifying that whatever this was, it wasn't the new beginning, a new opportunity that you were hoping for to come from Spirit, because Spirit wasn't the one that brought this. Whatever this opportunity was, you know, it came across your path for a reason. I just heard sometimes we need to have a slice of humble pie. Yikes, Leo. I'm just the messenger here. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate for you, it's not your reading. But there's something here that really knocked you down a peg. And sometimes we get caught. I'm looking, it's very shameful, but I guess I need to do a little dusting because I see a spider's web, a cobweb, right in front of, like, in the windowsill. Sometimes spiders are good though, right? Because they catch little gnats and little bugs, and I have a lot of plants in my room. But I see it specifically for the first time today. So you could have gotten caught up in something and maybe got a little carried away with something. And in the past energy, this has already happened. It's already happened. Someone came in with a little dose of the truth, and it threw you. It threw you off, is what I want to say, because you thought that it was your big opportunity, but Spirit is telling me no. No, it wasn't. Okay, a lot of cards just spilled out over the table here. I'm going to take what's spilled out in the upright. 6 of Cups. Could have had something to do with a friend. Was it some kind of partnership, collaboration with a friend that you have very fond memories of? That you, you know, you said, okay, let's take a chance. Let's take a risk. I'm feeling really, really good about this. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is from Spirit. So it's not to say, I'm seeing a very specific scenario here. It's not the friend that is the problem, right? So this is somebody that you have very fond memories of and with, who came in with very authentic cup of love, right? That was divinely guided from Spirit. And you said, okay, let's take a chance. Let's take a risk. It's almost like I see the two of you going, this is just one scenario. I see two people going in front of like a selection committee, a bank, asking for a loan perhaps, like you and your friend asking for something, and the putting your best foot forward, and the bank being the one that says, I'm sorry, ladies and gents and everyone in between, we cannot give you that loan today. And then, you know, perhaps leaning on that friend and saying, what did we do wrong? We put our best foot forward, right? But it's not, whatever this blockage is, I feel like it's extremely temporary, because I feel this really proud, you know, not to fit or set into the stereotypes of what a Leo represents, but I do feel a sense of pride here, that you're going to eventually pick yourself up by your bootstraps and say, you know what, we didn't get it at this bank, let's go to another one, or let's find a private funder. We have something good going on here. Spirit brought this level of heart space investment, right? They didn't bring necessarily the pentacles. They didn't bring in the capital, but they brought in the opportunity at inciting something from the heart chakra, right? So it's like the idea itself. So if this is a business, if you want to open up a coffee shop or a gift shop or an online storefront, something, it's like the zest and the zeal and the enthusiasm, it's all authentic. But it's almost like, you know, if this is the blockage, if your friend is the blockage, then it's almost like don't rely so much on your friend to come up with all the ideas. You have good ideas too. That's a very specific example, and that's just one example. So take it as it resonates. But whatever it is, I see in the past energy, there was a disappointment. And you had everything, you had all the high vibration going in, because these are clarifying cards. Whatever this was, your intention, your vibration was top notch, 100%. Okay, so that could be the thing that's throwing you for the loop right now, that you're having to kind of sit back and regroup, because, okay, they're showing me a very specific memory from my life. And, you know, it's kind of hard to admit, but it is what it is. Spirit wants me to say it. One date that I went on once with, you know, very handsome guy, amazing on paper, etc., etc. We had like a 3-hour date, and it could not, in my opinion, have gone any better for a first date. He made me laugh, I made him laugh. We had great stories to tell. I felt completely myself. We felt at ease with one another. And it didn't end up going anywhere. But we had such a great time. And I said to myself, because I wasn't really talking to Spirit back then, it's a while ago, that I could not have done any better than that. That the person that was sitting at that table with that man was absolutely me, but in my best element. You know, I felt completely myself. I could not have done any better. I still got rejected. And it took me a while to get over that one, because it was like, wow, you know, like he was having a good time. You know, nobody's going to spend 3 hours on a date with somebody if they're not at least enjoying the conversation, right? So I had to really think about that one, because it threw me off. It was just like, you know, what did I do wrong? And then I realized I didn't do anything wrong. He just wasn't into me. But it doesn't mean that I didn't put my best foot forward. And that for someone else, my best foot forward will be good enough, right? And that's what I want to say to you right now. Don't lose hope or faith in yourself. Your best foot forward will be the best for someone, okay? In the present energy, you're of two minds about it, 2 of Pentacles. I can see that split energy, that deliberation, right? It's almost like the going back and forth, and clarified by the Hanged One. Further clarification. This card is in the upright. In the reverse, it looks like this, which has always struck me as so interesting about this way, the way this card is depicted, because in the reverse, it looks like, okay, this is how the scene should look. But the card in the upright, everything is topsy-turvy. We make a sacrifice when we're in the Hanged One energy, the Hanged Man energy. We extricate ourselves from a scenario to get a 30,000-foot view, perspective on something, right? You're really debating it right now. Even these 2 crows, I can see, it's just like, so now I see 2, right? So I see this as you just trying to get a perspective on it. It's tripping you up, Leo. It's tripping you up right now. You're just like, damn, you know, I couldn't, what else could I have done? I kind of want to say nothing. Nothing. 7 of Wands in the reverse to clarify these 2 cards. 7 of Wands is a blocking energy. We're talking about blockages. It's in the reverse here It's almost like you saying to me, right? This is how I read it, like, but I was vulnerable in putting my best foot forward. So like if this is kind of like a first date scenario or a relationship where you did what you level best, you showed vulnerability here. I see this as vulnerability. I see the Fool energy as vulnerability. Having faith, jumping off that cliff and saying, let's do it. Both feet in. But I was so vulnerable. Spirit wants me to caution you. Don't lose sight of the bravery involved in showing vulnerability. Such a courageous thing. Such a courageous thing, and I like to use the word courage with a Leo. Of course I do. Actual courage is this vulnerability. You showed it. Don't let this one circumstance turn you off from being vulnerable in the future. But I almost feel like you're using a friend as a crutch in some way. I can't really. I gave you a couple scenarios, but I can't quite put my finger on it just yet. Somehow you're using a friend as a crutch. And maybe they're doing the same with you. That's important to say. It's important to say in the future energy, 6 of Pentacles, Spirit will provide, fairness will reign, right? You just have to be patient. 6 of Pentacles talks about equal give and take. So what is meant for you will not pass you by, but it could be a little slow going. 8 of Wands in the reverse. You could be impatient. 8 of Wands talks about very fast action, fast communication. Do you see how things here with these, Canadian geese, they're in their flight formation. They have to be in perfect alignment in the air to allow for the aerodynamics to be at maximum potential, right? So they fly the farthest using the least amount of energy. Right now you have this in reverse. You have to, there's a scenario that is still in the works waiting to come in for you, where you will be able to maximize your energy to get the most result. It is not here quite yet. But Spirit will help you find the resources, provide the resources, so long as you don't lose sight of what it is that you're offering. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It also requires you, 4 of Swords is that rest, recuperation energy, a little bit of hermit energy, I feel. It requires you to come out of that energy, right? And make your big splash again. Be tenacious is what they just said. Tenacity. The Death card, to clarify, Scorpio energy represented in this particular card. It's number 13, so that number may be significant to you. The Death card represents a death and a rebirth, a rejuvenation, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the fiery ashes, okay? Within side of her beingness, I see like a galaxy, like I see stars and wonderment. And there's a skull right here, like the kind of death process has to happen. That there's something that a cycle is naturally coming to a close. So now it's in your future potential. This is what I hear, that you're not just going to present this to your next suitor, investor, friend group, whatever, potential new job. You're going to refine the process, streamline your process. Just like this is a streamlined process, you are going to streamline something for yourself. That's the key in this reading, I feel. How can you maximize potential using the least amount of energy? You know, it's tough, especially for everybody, right? When we go on something like a first date, if we are invested in it, we think we have to put on gobs of makeup or put on a suit and tie or whatever it is. Make sure our car is washed, we get a fresh haircut. We want to present our best foot forward always, of course we do. But at the same time, Spirit's kind of saying who you are in your core is good enough. And instead of spending 3 hours picking out your outfit, getting ready, etc., just spend like an hour, take a shower, freshen yourself up, and bring your heart with you, bring your personality. You're beautiful the way that you are, and maybe it doesn't need as much adornment as you think. Or if you want to adorn, just highlight all the strengths that you already have. Perhaps that's the ticket. Perhaps that's the thing. You're putting an end to a cycle where you overgave, you overinvested. Spirit is giving you this advice. King of Pentacles with the Moon and the Magician as the extra card. This is tremendous energy. With this right away, Moon, it represents Pisces energy, and it represents secrets, illumination in the darkness, and shadow energy. Keep them guessing is what they just said. Don't give everything away. You have so much going for you already. King of Pentacles, he's got the whole thing. He's got stability, intelligence. This is divine masculine energy. Could be describing a woman too. Divine masculine energy. I subscribe to divine masculine energy a lot. But it's somebody who is very self-assured, who has an abundance of resources and intelligence and heart. The Magician uses the power of all 4 suits to bring what is in their mind into reality. Manifestation, the master manifester. Spirit is saying you are the master manifester. Don't lose sight of that. But there's a lot, I feel there's a lot of back and forth in this reading. Parts of it were even unclear to me. But Spirit makes a very good point in saying that look at your level of investment in how you present yourself to others. That's everything that the peacock is about. When the peacock kind of puffs up its plumage, it's trying to attract a partner, right? It's trying to impress. Can you embody that kind of energy, but energetically? So it's almost like paring down. Like, let's say you were, I don't know why, but I keep seeing Shark Tank. I don't know why I keep seeing that. I don't watch that show. I mean, I know what that show is, but I don't watch it. But I keep seeing Shark Tank and like the panel of judges. And you and your friend or whomever, or you or the Shark Tank being like your potential suitor or whatever it is. You going up in front of a panel or in front of something that has the potential to judge you. And instead of coming with an entire cart full of crap, trying to sell yourself or your invention or whatever, bring the energy within you. Come with confidence. Be prepared, right? Have your speech ready. Have your conversation game on point. But draw from the resources that you've gathered up throughout your entire life, your memories and your experiences, your poise, and bring that to the table. Very, very powerful energy. So that's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.